Hello everyone and welcome to Bevins Bricks. I'm Daryl, where we like to Bevinize, build bigger and build better. Anyway, today's video is going to be a bit of a recap. Now what I mean by a recap is last night I started working on another one of my skyscrapers. And to show you how far I got on this, I got 8 stories roughed up together now. Really happy with the progress because this was over a 2-hour period that I was actually able to assemble this much of the building. Now, keep in mind, there is no interior in this building at all. I will do an interior maybe sometime in the future, but for right now, this is more of a skyline feature that is going to be in my city. As you can see, I have a few skyscrapers down at the city already, and I am just trying to fill in the background with skyscrapers to give me that really cool city skyline appearance. Now, this is probably, I'm saying halfway done. Here's what I mean by that. I'm already getting low on window frames and a few other parts, specifically these 1x1 plates. But I'm still going to try and keep pushing through my total goal for this building. Again, I have 8 stories actually completed here. I'm wanting to do at least 6 more stories, but I would like to do 8 to make this a total of a 16-story building. Now, I'm going to actually show this placed in my city, even at its current height, just to give you guys an idea of actually where it is, how big it is, and to show you why I still intend on going even taller with it. But first, I want to kind of explain a few things. The first thing is I am using this train track. This is curved train track. And there's a couple reasons that I love to use train tracks in my buildings. Number one, this makes for an amazingly strong building, as I'm going to show you here in just a second. But on top of that, it gives you some really nice curves, as you can see with the facade of this building. It gives you a really nice shape to work with. And it's not difficult to do. It's actually very simple and very easy. But just to show you my favorite portion of why I work with railroad train track, as far as building buildings, is look how tall this thing is, or I should say look how strong this thing is. I mean, don't get me wrong, I wouldn't toss it across the room or anything, but to be able to pick a building up like this and just kind of move it around and play with it, hold it with one hand, you can't ask for a stronger building than to build with Lego train track. And it's because, essentially, as you can see by looking inside of the building here, what you're basically doing is you are building a structure using structural, I mean, it's like having structural I-beams for like a steel building. Mind you, I know this is plastic, and it's all our favorite plastic because it's Lego, but you're not going to get a stronger building than this guy right here. So just, again, like I said, just to show you how strong it is, it's incredibly strong. And that is one of the things I like to point out to a lot of people. I do a lot of different weird things when I build, and I do a lot of very interesting techniques. But one of my favorite techniques, though, has always been building with railroad train track. Anyway, now that I've shown you one of my favorite things, let's kind of take a look at this, how it looks in the city. Before I show you how it looks in the city, though, let me show you something else. It does still easily break when dropped. Now, this is actually the roof of my train station. I was actually taking it off the other day to move it around, and I was going to start cleaning it, and bada boom, bada bing, slipped out of my hand, and here is where it lays. So I'm deciding whether or not I want to bother putting it back together, or if I'm going to actually just start modifying the train station here very soon. But anyway, just wanted to point out, even with as strong as it is, as you saw me juggling around the other building, if you drop it on the floor, it is still going to shatter. But now let's come over here and let's take a look at it in its current location and in its home. And I'm trying to not step on all the pieces I have piled on the floor here. But anyway, as you can see, to me anyway, it's an amazing looking building, but it's not tall enough. It's just as tall as my black skyscraper. And what my goal is I want this to be about 3 or 4 stories before the other 2 buildings. Because as you can see, my Octane Tower and my Grand Hotel are basically about the same size. And I want this building to be standing up behind it so it's fully visible anywhere in the city. But still, the shape, the appearance, the look, me personally, I am blown away. I love how it fits in. Keep in mind, there's still a lot of finish work. I have to put tiles on all these snot bricks and other things like that, but I'm really, really, really happy with how this is coming along. I could not be happier. And one of the things that I love to do is to sit down and look from the ground, get my minifig eye view. And as you can see, it's going to be an absolutely spectacular minifig eye view. Trying to give you a view from the other side of the table. And this is why I keep telling people, because I know a lot of people are wanting to know why I'm not putting an interior inside of this building. First of all, as you can see, you really cannot see it from this side of the build table, which is it's part of the design, part of what I intended on doing. But it's also why I'm not putting anything inside of it, because really looking from this angle and direction, you're never going to notice it anyway. But it doesn't mean that I'm never going to put anything in it. It's just I have no intention on filling the inside of the building anytime soon. As this is, once again, like I'd like to tell everybody, it is a skyline building. It's just really physically there to fill in my skyline. But again, I want the top of the building to be at least right here to give me that unique skyline appearance when you're looking at the city from afar. Just trying to get back so you can see it a little more. So again, as you can tell, it looks great, but it does need at least, in my opinion, 8 more stories to make that building as high as I really think it needs to be. And anyway, that is all for this video. Like I said, just a quick recap of what I was doing last night, which is that skyscraper build, the Jason Vincent Communication Tower. And I will be finishing that, or at least hopefully getting the finished height of it in tonight's live stream. So if that's something that you would like to see in person being built, tune in tonight around 8 p.m. Eastern time, and you will see me doing a live stream working on that skyscraper right there. Anyway, as always, thank you for coming to Bevins Bricks. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share below, and hopefully we'll see you next time on Bevins Bricks.